All right.
That'll be
Next.
the
Let's
incest.
swiftly move on to number 15.
Yes, we got to move these jokes along, Sean. We can't be subtle about this stuff.
You're right. These feel, he's not very good at subtlety.
No. Sean, Wild Bunch, Matt, The Dark Knight, Terminator for Yoda, and me, Dumb and Dumber. I don't care what you say. I love Dumb and Dumber.
I actually thought you was taking, when you sent this list through, I thought you was taking a piss. I was waiting for
I
that
did
one
too.
to come in.
I did too. I did
Genuinely, I genuinely love Dumb and Dumber, and it's one of those films that I can just sit and watch it over and over again. And I know it's kind of like the Jim Carrey movie, but I think Jeff Daniels is absolutely brilliant playing the straight man in it. And it's just the humor is really stupid, and it's got like a story which it follows, but it's kind of more like sketches that are sewn together. And I'm sorry, I love it.
Please don't give us a plot breakdown on this one.
No, you just keep apologizing because you should.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Matt,
whilst you guys
Matt,
hang on. Whilst you guys are talking, I'm going to find you a picture, which also makes me love Dumb and Dumber. But Matt, you talk about what is it you've done about Dark Knight? Tell us about
The Dark Knight. Probably the second greatest superhero film ever made. Heath Ledger is the second.
What's the first?
Well, you'll have to wait and see, my friend.
God, no.
Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel.
Heath Ledger just knocks it out of the park. He makes the whole thing memorable.
Do you like his Joker more than the Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
Yeah.
Really?
I like Heath Ledger's Joker because he's more of an anarchist rather than just a lunatic with mental health problems, which is the Joker that he's now portrayed as. But he's just an anarchist. And as the film progresses, I personally found out that he kind of side with the Joker, and that Batman is actually a bit of a dick.
Right.
Because he's trying to expose everyone and the corruption, and Batman's fighting to keep it. So,
right. Sorry to interrupt. That is a photograph of Beast when I was about 17, and that was about 3 years before Dumb and Dumber came out.
Why do you look like Leonard Nimoy?
I genuinely had. No, it's my mum. Shut up.
Oh.
Shut up. We've got a lovely patio. Genuinely, I actually had a chipped tooth, the same as Jim Carrey. And so again, that's one of those reasons I love Dumb and Dumber is because of
Can we talk about the movies again?
Sure, why not?
Anyway, Dark Knight, it's a superhero film that doesn't feel like a superhero film. And Sean, you're like this, it took a lot of inspiration from Heat. So it's a masterful film, really great film. And it stands the test of time. I mean, how old is it now? It's about 15 years old, isn't it?
2008.
Jesus, is it really that old?
Yeah.
And it's still magnificent. And again, Hans Zimmer with us, and Tom, is it Thomas Newton Howard or Thomas Howard Newton? He often gets left out when
Christian
gets left out when we talk about the soundtracks with Hans Zimmer. But magnificent score, just a great.
I'm with you. A lot of practical effects in that. Didn't do a lot of digital stuff, and Heath Ledger. The thing I like about you asked Sean about his Joker. It's like the Joker's a lot of things, but he's never. He's always in control, and he's always the aggressor. He's always got a plan or lack of a plan, but he's never scared or like the way Joaquin Phoenix portrayed him. And I know it's like an origin story and everything, but he's never, how to explain it, like a wuss or whatever that was. And I get he's in pain and he's kind of weak. The Joker's a lot of things. He's never weak. Let's put it that way.
Well, we know how you feel about people with mental illness now.
Yes.
They're weak pussies that can't get it together. All right.
Just talking about the Joker.
You know what?
I
think the Joker would have been a perfect movie if it didn't have nothing to do with Batman. If it was just about a guy losing it, it would have been like no.
Yeah, but we already have.
No, sorry,
it's called Taxi Driver.
I know, but yeah.
I thought you were talking about Joker. Sorry, but you were talking about Heath Ledger's Joker as his own movie.
No, I meant the Joaquin Phoenix version. If it'd been just about a dude, I would have. I don't know. It didn't fit. Like you said with the comic book. But yeah, The Wild Bunch, greatest ending, shoot 'em up, blaze of glory ever put on film. Probably the highest body count of anything too.
I still think that's Hot Shots.
Sam Peckinpah Western made during the Vietnam War about aging outlaws that realize that their days are coming to an end and decide to go out in a blaze of glory over their friend. And goddamn, it's a great movie. It's a masterpiece. William Holden, dude, nobody's cooler than William Holden.
It's one of those. I think it's probably the highest on the list of westerns that we've got. But yeah, again, it's just one of those movies that you just the ending is it's spectacular. It's just,
like 20 minutes of nonstop gunfire and dead Mexicans and just have you seen it, Matt?
No, mate.
He wants to.
I'm gonna now.
You had him at dead Mexicans.
You'll love it. You'll love it, man.
Okie dokie.
Well, it's on the list with that other. Where's Willie or whatever it was called.
No, if you're going to watch one or the other, watch this one instead. You know,
I'll watch them both.
Where's Willie?
Well, I can't remember what it was called. It's on my list.
Tell him Willie Boy was here.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, where's Waldo?
Brilliant.
Very
where's No, that sounds like a fat guy. Where's Willie? I don't know. Okay, number 14 then.
No, got one more.
What? Oh, Ood Von Mist. Wild Bites, Dumb and Dumber, Terminator, Dark Knight. Oh, Terminator.
I got Terminator on there. I just want to say I just said in my last one, I think Terminator 2 is better. And then we get to the next one and I put Terminator above it. And that just goes to show you where I say, you ask me on whichever day, I don't know which one is better sometimes. They're both great.
I'll tell you, you could easily put them both as like a tied spot, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I all I know is everything after that is shit.
That's true.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mind Terminator Salvation.
What?
It's shit.
It didn't
mind it.
It's not as bad as Dark Fate. Bloody hell. That was just that's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Let's definitely not start down that path because
anyway, yeah. 14. Oh, it's Yoda. Look at this one. Bloody hell. Right, okay. So we've got Saving Private Ryan for Yoda. We've got The Haunting for me, Aliens for Matt, and Big Trouble in Little China for Sean. How about Yoda? You make a start this time.
Saving Private Ryan. What's there to say? It's one of the greatest war films. So certainly the first 30 minutes are just an amazing moments. I know he talked to so many World War II veterans, and so while it obviously went a lot longer and there was things happening all over the place, these moments were moments that people saw or happened. And then the rest of the movie just really just showing what these guys went through and how to I don't know how much of the ending battle is legit or not. I'm not sure about that.
It's stupid. That would never happen. And you remember how angry the comment section got for me talking about this months ago? In reality, they would have just blown the bridge and left. That you're not going to take 18 guys and try to defend a bridge against a Panzer division that's going to overrun it. You're going to blow it and leave.
Sean, sorry. When did you see the end of this? Because you got thrown out for laughing in the first 30 minutes, didn't you?
No, that was Schindler's List. You always get these confused.
Sorry. Shit, Spielberg. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
My point is that I think for the narrative and for the movie itself, it did what it was trying to do, which was honor World War II veterans and all that. And I really appreciate it for that. And it's visceral. Even if that's shit at the end, it works.
No, it's great. It's great. It's great. Tactically retarded, but it's a great, and you get great scenes like him talking about the girl in the barn at the end, and they have a laugh over it. And the first few times you watch it, you laugh along with it. It's really funny story. And
when Hanks just loses it, and then he comes out, he says, "What's the pool up to?" And then he tells him about himself at the particular time. I'm a teacher, things like that. Just these little human moments that he sprinkles in with it, just really connects you to everybody. It's so great.
And you really want to kill. And you really want to kill Upham yourself by the end of the movie.
Yeah, but Upham, I think, also wants to kill himself. Yeah, when he shoots that guy at the end, he knows what he could have done and what he didn't do. So, I mean, these are humans. These are not heroes. These are people that are in a place they probably shouldn't be. Let's face it. And it's
Yeah.
just like it works on all levels.
I'll say
For
two
me,
things.
anyway.
Go on.
The opening scene of that is actually in my horror list, Sean.
Oh, no kidding.
It's in that.
It's a good.
fair.
Yeah, I think that's
fair.
legit.
It's
Yeah.
horrific. And secondly, without getting too political, all these people that keep going on about old white men and everything else, I'd like to fucking sit them in a room, strap them to a chair, make them watch that.
Doesn't matter because they will say, "Well, the old white men are the ones that created the problem in the first place."
Yeah, true.
Anyway,
Yeah.
did we touch on everything there? I mean, yeah, we've got Aliens, which we've talked about, Matt.
Yeah, we've done
that's
that,
just
The
the other one
Haunting?
the Haunting. Now, no, see, do you know what? The Haunting for me is it's a spectacularly well done movie. It's one of those films where it's just played out with just special effects and acting and directing.
Which
And
one?
like-
Which one
This
is
is-
that? Because is it the one from
The one with Liam Neeson.
Oh
No, God, no, that's just
Oh.
that's just
Okay.
don't even get me started. The original,
Okay, well, that's
Oh,
the
we got
poster
the
that's up
poster.
here.
the original was. Is that the picture you put up?
Yes.
Put the poster up, please, Sean.
You moron! Bloody hell!
Well, I mean, I'm not being funny, but you've had this fucking thing for like 4 days. If it was wrong, you should have let me know.
Yeah.
No, right. It's not that version. That version that Matt's put up is the worst thing you could possibly imagine.
Okay, because
The
you were getting me to
original-
question your medication at that point. I'm sorry.
The
Let's
original.
be honest, mate. You've got Dumb and Dumber in this list, so
yeah.
Shut up. The
You know-
original.
You know,
The
Phil,
original.
You know,
Go on.
Phil. Even katydids are said to dream. That's a line
know
from the
what that
book.
means.
That's a line from the book. You illiterate, uneducated
I've
twerp.
never read the book. Oh, when have I ever said I've read a book? Right. Anyway,
This
The
is from the
Haunting, the
guy who
original-
posts a picture with a dead squirrel hanging out of his mouth.
It doesn't.
this-
It doesn't mean I'm not. It doesn't mean I'm not smarter than you guys.
I think it kind of does.
anyway, the
Have you read
Haunting.
the book? Have you read the book?
No,
The
but I've never had a
Haunting.
dead squirrel in my mouth either.
The Haunting, the
You're-
original,
that's-
1963.
That's not what she said.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Phil. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I apologize too. Go ahead.
The original 1963 Haunting is by Robert Wise, who also did Star Trek the movie and also The Sound of Music and West Side Story. But The Haunting is a fantastic just horror story, and it's told about a group of people are going to a haunted house to investigate it. And one of the women has mildly sort of psychic powers, but the house seems to want her to stay there.
Mm.
And
Or-
it is,
Or does it? Or does it?
well, yeah. I mean, to me, though, The Haunting is just, there are scenes in that which still give me chills watching it now, where there's this one scene where the
Are they
two
multiplying?
ladies...
The lesbian scene.
No, not the lesbian scene. That's a completely different movie. But there is two scenes where there are two girls who have got an adjoining room, and one of them hears banging on the wall. So she comes into the other's room, and just through the acting of these two actresses, as this banging goes up and down the door, and then back to the door and bangs on the door. And the way it's done, there's no kind of music to it and everything else, and it just gives you chills. It's proper scary. As opposed to just jump scares and stuff like that. I love the original Haunting. It is an absolute masterpiece in horror. Masterpiece.
If it is a masterpiece, and if you'd read the book, she keeps repeating a line. It journeys in when lovers meet, and at the end, spoilers, she dies and becomes part of the house, and so it kind of But I won't bring that up since it's the book, and you guys are apparently not capable of reading books.
Unless it's a picture book, I'm not going to read it. Right. Okay. So number 13 is it now? We're on
No, you got a couple more here in 14.
Haunting.
Big Trouble in Little
China.
China.
Sorry, Sean. Big Trouble in Little China.
Dude,
I
what's
gotta keep this up here?
what's not to like about it, man? John Carpenter's one of his many early masterpieces. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Kurt Russell is actually what you think is the hero. It turns out he's actually the comedy relief sidekick. He doesn't realize that in the movie, but he is. And it's so much fun. It's a lot of fun.
I love the fact that just nobody is taking the whole thing seriously. Everybody's just there to have fun. and they do throughout the whole thing. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I kind of like the Lo Fang. Is that his name? And he's like, 2 women with green eyes. Well, change the plan.
Yeah.
He just rolls with it. I love it.
It's a great movie.
And with good kung fu and everything else, and it's soon to be ruined by The Rock because he wants to remake it.
Oh,
he doesn't, does he?
Yeah.
Can that man keep his nose out of anything?
No.
Nope. Anything to say about Aliens, Matt?
It's good.
No, nothing. We've already said. Let's skip on to 13. Unlucky
13. So we have got for number 13. Yoda has got Return of the Jedi. I've got Amelie. Sean has got Taxi Driver, and Matt has got Jaws. Return of the Jedi, Yoda.
I don't want to go too deep into it. I mean, Star Wars trilogy is always going to be near the top of my list. I put this down quite a bit further just because it doesn't do Leia and Han very well. It does, they don't have a lot to do, but boy, does it stick the ending for Luke.
Yeah. A proper full character arc of a story from a humble farm boy to a full-on Jedi.
Oh,
yeah. Excellent. So, the whole trilogy is, and it's the only trilogy that exists in Star Wars world.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Ended on Endor, as they say.
I'm going to say I watched Amelie again the other day, and I love Jean-Pierre Jeanet's direction. His style is beautiful, but this is kind of a love story, I suppose. But it's just this wonderful story about this girl and the world she lives in, and I just love it. I think it's brilliant. It's bizarre. It's weird. It asks kind of interesting questions about life, I think. And it's a weird movie, but I absolutely love Amelie. I think it's brilliant. And again, it's just one of those films I think is perfect. You can't fault it. There's nothing in there that bores me or anything. You're captivated by this entire thing. My favorite part of it is the fact that her dad never leaves the house and sort of never leaves anywhere. And he's got a gnome that he put on his wife's ashes in the garden. So she steals the gnome and gives it to a friend of hers who flies around the world taking photos. So the gnome sends her dad postcards from like Rome and all these different places. Oh, wow. But then the dad sort of learns that he can't, be like that. He can't be scared. He needs to go out and see the world for himself. And so he kind of learns from this gnome to do that. And it's a beautiful movie. I love Amelie. Yeah, it's great.
I haven't seen it probably since it came out, and I remember liking it, but I've never revisited it. I should. I know I liked it, but it's been so long.
And then Sean, you've got Taxi Driver.
He's literally me.
So how old is your Jodie Foster?
It's very great, man. We watch a guy much younger. We watch a guy slowly lose it, and then it ends in a beautiful, violent ending. It's just a great movie. Very seedy 70s, sleazy New York City. Man, it's great.
But to be fair, he protected Jodie Foster, but you're kind of intimidating like he's Joe Biden. And he's not.
Yeah, he's not. yeah. He was trying, he protects her because it's plan B. His plan A fails. His attempted assassination of a politician.
Right, that's true.
Then he's like, well, shit, I guess
I suck as an assassin. I guess I'll be a protector.
Yeah.
I've got a confession.
You've never seen it.
Never seen it. It's one of those films where I've seen so many clips and bits of it, and I've heard so much about it that I've
kind of worked out what the story is.
You kind of feel like I've watched it without watching it, and I'm ashamed.
It's like watching the trailer for Avatar.
Matt, it's great. Yeah. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I know it is, mate. It's just one of those films that I don't know. I just never got around to seeing it.
Sean's right. It is great, and I've seen it a couple times, and it's one of those that sinks into you. It just come out of it going, wow.
Just before we go on, I've just looked up. We have still got 3 weeks until Halloween. So what I'm thinking is we're on number 13 now. How about we get to number 11 today, and then we talk about our top 10 next week?
No,
No, let's get through this.
let's finish it off because we
Let's wrap it up.
we hyped this up, so let's do it today. Even if we run a little long.
I appreciate it, but we want to get this done because
Right.
you're throwing off my
12 each.
whole snippets thing, man.
Yeah.
Jaws,
We're probably
Matt,
reaching a
anything
point.
to add?
No, I think we're probably reaching a point where we're going to have a lot of duplicates coming up now. So
I think
we
so
probably-
too.
Not
So it
many.
should go a little
Round this up,
faster.
Okay,
Let's
no,
go.
I just thought I'd throw that out there. But if you guys want to carry on, I have a life.
Stop trying to independently think, Phil.
Yoda, Star Trek 2, me, Team America, Matt, Fight Club, and Sean, Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler's an interesting choice, Sean.
Yes, it's very much like Taxi Driver in a lot of ways, but guy's a complete psychopath that'll do anything to get ahead, and he discovers his niche in the world is going out and finding real accidents and crime and videotaping it for cable news. And there's no depth that he won't sink to get his shot, and he ends up causing a lot of mayhem and carnage. It's fucking and probably his best performance. Like, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, he like really.
Jake Gyllenhaal is good, but like saying that, he's not the kind of person you ever want to meet.
Well, that's debatable, but
Sean, tell me if you agree with this real quick. I always thought Nightcrawler, like, if this could easily be an 80s comedy if you just turned the tone to comedy, and you would have the exact same beats of a slob making good. But if you turn it to evil, then you get Nightcrawler.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
You've mentioned this before, yeah.
I always think like this could easily be the slob making good and bad things happen to bad people. But if you turn it to comedy, you root for the guy. But in the way they portray it, it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is really horrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think of Revenge of the Nerds, you know? Oh, then it was rape, but it's kind of funny because they're all lovable.
Yeah.
But in here,
yeah, it's the villain protagonist is what you got in this one. And unlike Travis Bickle, he's like irredeemable completely.
oh, he absolutely is. It's a complete horrifying.
It's great. It's great. It's fucking modern masterpiece.
Yoda, I mean, like I say, we've mentioned Star Trek 2. Unless there's anything you want to add?
I think it, as I said, it's the best Star Trek movie ever made.
Matt, Fight Club.
Amazing film. Again, a good 90s fight violence, and I like that it upset so many people when it came out as well, which was awesome. I'm a big Brad Pitt fan, you know that, so I think I've got a couple of his films in my top 25. It's just an all-round great film, and you know, it's got that nice little twist that quite a few people surprised didn't see coming.
I would be careful who you showed that to. The person that wrote that might come into the office with an Armalite AR-10 carbine, semi-auto gas-operated gun pumping round after round.
that whole scene with his boss where he kicks his own ass, and then he just says, at the most beautiful moment, the security walked in, and he's like, oh, and stuff. And
there's so many good quotes in that film that it still resonates today as well about the lost generation. And,
the all singing, all dancing crap of the world.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. It's just fantastic from start to finish. Helen Bonham Carter is just amazing in it.
I hate her.
And you get
that's something I never hear out loud.
And you get Jared Leto getting beaten to fuck in it as well. So everyone's a winner.
That's right.
His name was Robert Paulson.
Robert Paulson,
who he's really dead, and he's really dead now too. So
poor old meat.
His name was Meatloaf.
My interesting fact about Fight Club is the fact that Edward Norton's character didn't have a name.
No, he didn't. Just the narrator.
He's just the narrator. I mean, again, I think Fight Club is an absolute masterpiece.
I love the Chinese ending. Have you seen that where they
were all brought up?
Oh yeah,
and it was all a happy ending. The authorities won.
Oh yeah, wow. Right, yeah.
Way to blow up the theme of the entire movie.
But again, the bit that gets me as well is the bit where Brad Pitt's looking at the camera and talking to the camera, and the camera starts to shake, and the film goes out of sync. And I remember seeing it in the cinema and sort of thinking, hang on, has something gone wrong here? You know, and it just messes with your head. It's absolutely
the flash up with a dick at the end as well.
yeah, that's right. And again, in the cinema, you see that flash, and you see people going.
And your kid starts crying as well.
Yeah,
it's magnificent. It really is a truly magnificent film.
Okie dokie then. So number 11.
Now you got to pick yours there.
Number
12.
What have I done?
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Team America.
Team America.
Team America. Oh, Team America. Oh, it's kind of what I was just going to say. It's one of those films that I watched again recently, and I had forgotten how brilliant Matt Stone and Trey Parker are in what they do. Some people sort of say they don't care. I think they care a lot, but they kind of don't care that they care. And so, in just the way that the whole film is put together, how unbelievably offensive it is. Like in France at the beginning, you've got these French kids just running along singing Frère Rougeaca.
Matt,
like, that's what
the Film Actors Guild.
Yeah.
Matt, tell me that France isn't a real place. I refuse to believe that those people are real.
I wish it wasn't, Sean, but it is. And talking of French, Scum of Bourgeois, I can't say it, has just arrived as well.
Oh,
hey. Nice of you to join us with only a few minutes to go.
France is real place, unfortunately. I think it only exists so we can continually kick their asses for another couple of centuries. So,
I think as well with Team America, in the opening sequence, you've got the best kung fu artist out of Detroit against one of these Iran guys, and the fight is just sort of and there's like no effort made whatsoever, and their sense of humor is just funny. And Kim Jong-un singing, and every now and then I break into Round Ray, I'm so Round Ray. And it's just it's absolutely Team America. It's hilarious and offensive, and it's brilliant.
Disavow.
When she says, "I'll only have sex with you if you promise not to die."
I promise. I will never die.
And have you ever seen the extended cut of the sex scene in that?
Oh, it goes on forever.
They're like
so
shitting on each other and all sorts of stuff. It's horrendous. Okie dokie then.
What blows me away, one last thing, what blows me away about that movie is like they really went that extra step where the actors and the elite and all that were literally against America, against the West. And that's actually what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've gone that far now. And they thought, okay, this was satire. It's like, not anymore, Nate.
No, they knew it back then.
They knew it.
Yeah, they knew it. They just come.
You say they don't care, but no, they don't care who they piss off. They do care about their craft.
No, that's what I mean. It's kind of people say they don't care, but they do care about it, and they make sure that everybody knows. And they're just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Okay, so number 11. This has got 11. We've got Ghostbusters for Yoda, Shawshank Redemption for me, American Psycho for Sean, and Goodfellas for Matt. Yoda, Ghostbusters. What's it about?
It's about family, and I think that's what's most important.
What about the black one? How can he be family?
Wait a minute. Family.
Family.
Now, I'm doing the Carrie Fisher after Last Jedi. It's about family. I mean, what can you say? It's endlessly repeatable, endlessly quotable, funny every time.
Perfect movie.
Perfect movie. Yeah. I never not laugh when he turns on the nuclear accelerator in the elevator and then moves back 4 inches. Like that's going to make a difference.
And again, you've got a perfect cast of, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and
Harold Ramis.
Yeah, and the black one.
Ernie Hudson. Show some respect, man.
But no, again, you have this.
White.
You have got this perfect cast of people that just work together absolutely brilliantly. You will never find a better comedy set of people like that. It's brilliant.
No, it is, and it's like I said, I can watch it at any time, and I will always enjoy it.
weirdly, I've just done a review of Mr. Harrigan's Phone by Stephen King, which is an absolute pile of crap. But another short story was Shawshank Redemption, which again to me is just this perfect character arc of a story of an innocent man who goes to jail, but then what?
Prison rape.
Spoilers. Yeah, there's lots of prison rape in it. But again, he goes through this story and manages to escape the confines of what. Again, it's a brilliantly done film, absolutely brilliant, and it's quite horrific in places because it's not fun. But I love Shawshank. You just
fun in the
can't.
bum.
Weirdly, one of the most hopeful films ever made, considering the source material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a perfect. I would argue it's a perfect film, except for this. Tim Robbins is an asshole, but it's a perfect movie.
Yeah,
He does a good job.
He does.
Yeah.
You got to give credit where it's due. You know.
Yep.
What I always love as well is the fact that Clancy Brown, who plays this psychotic, but he. I always love the fact that he then went on to play SpongeBob SquarePants' boss in the Krabby Patty in SpongeBob SquarePants, because it's kind of like, oh, who could we get to play his boss? Oh, you know that psychotic warder who's also the Kang from what's he called from Highlander? What about him?
Kurgan. It's
Kurgan.
the Kurgan. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
credit where it's due. He was the best Lex Luthor ever.
Yep.
Clancy Brown.
And what
He was the voice of Lex Luthor in the
animated ones.
Best one ever. Like Mark Hamill as a Joker, he's the best Luthor. No doubt. Hands down, no doubt.
Matt, Goodfellas. I've heard you like Goodfellas.
As far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a good fella.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant, isn't it? Magnificent film from start to finish. Scorsese probably at his very best as well, I would say. And no,
you haven't seen Taxi Driver yet, though. So
yeah, I know, but I'll still be in the Goodfellas cult. Yeah. It's just brilliant. You know, the cast is brilliant all round, and you know the narration and Ray Liotta, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Soundtrack is brilliant. It's one of people always say, you know, The Godfather is the blueprint for best.
Karen,
Karen,
that's all I had. Karen.
It's a magnificent film. There's nothing I can't say too much about it.
It's a perfect film.
I was going to say the weird casting of Joe Pesci, who plays this unbelievably psychotic guy in it, but again he's kind of like
bastard.
But he's the bad guy in Home Alone. Yeah, you know, and again it's kind of brilliant casting because you don't think an actor can get away with something like that, but he does it so well.
I thought you said I'm good, Spider. I thought you said I'm good, Spider. It's from the movie, man.
Yeah, I don't remember that well.
These guys say that
bit. What part's that in now?
The guy when Christopher Moltisanti from The Sopranos gets shot in the foot and then he blows it.
Yeah.
This is in his top 25 list, Yoda, but he doesn't even recognize scene from the movie.
I do.
Was this the one with Robert De Niro?
I memorize fucking lines. Yeah, De Niro's in it.
I do understand when he says that's the best Scorsese movie. And then you say, "Oh no, you haven't seen Taxi Driver." It's like, boy, it's like trying to pick your favorite flavor of ice cream. I don't know.
Sorry. No, you're completely wrong. Martin Scorsese's best movie was Shark Tale, where he did the voiceover.
Hey, I love Wolf of Wall Street.
That's a lot of fun too.
I
don't think Leonardo DiCaprio was ever funnier than when he tried to wander around on Quaaludes that were a big mess.
I had no idea.
Margot Robbie's beaver.
Who knew that he could be so funny anyway?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So, Sean, one of those movies which I figure you sort of as a drawing board for you, American Psycho.
He's literally me.
Yeah.
You're a stupid,
you don't make that much money. You're not that well dressed.
You're a stupid, ugly bitch. I want to stab you and play with your blood. Hey, you know what? At
least buy me dinner first.
It is absolutely a great movie. It's a guy losing his mind in the 80s. He's a company big time Wall Street dude. He's a serial killer.
It's kind of a dark comedy, isn't it?
It
really?
is. It's a dark comedy.
Yeah.
The book is not, but the movie is better than the book. This is a case of the movie is better and more entertaining than the book.
Better than American Psycho 2?
Nah, I don't know. Well, spoilers. My list isn't over yet. But yeah.
I actually looked then and thought,
wow, look at the audiences just dropped down at us.
3 went from like 10 to 3 all of a sudden.
Okay, so let's move.
Very violent. We get to see Christian Bale chase a whore down with a chainsaw and drop it on her from like 5 stories up and kill. Oh, it's great movie.
It is,
and we got to thank so many gifts for that as well.
Yeah,
so many.
Thank you for watching this excerpt from Outpost Frequencies. Tune in live every Sunday at noon Central Time or 6 o'clock UK time. And also, remember to come to lastmovieoutpost.com for all your latest in movie news, streaming news, and everything cool about film. We are the cool news now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next stream.